It's September 12th, 2003. You're sitting in front of the TV on a Friday night with Toonami playing in the back, and a pre-episode bumper airs for something you think is just another episode of Dragon Ball, but it's not. You're given the special for the history of Trunks, and at 5 years old, I had no idea what I was about to witness. Now, I'd seen Dragon Ball before, but really could only identify Goku and Piccolo. I'd casually watch it while playing with my Spider-Man toys, but this special was different. This special changed me. I know that old dub is very inaccurate to how these characters really are, but man, did it make it fun to watch. It was a moment that made me fall in love with Dragon Ball, the moment that introduced me to my favorite characters. The soundtrack made me fall in love with metal. Side note, during the future Gohan and Trunks fight with the androids in the park, a band is played. Most people remember Dream Theater, but there was only one time Toonami aired this fight with a band called Tendril's song Time to Burn on it. Anyway, this series led me to friendships I've held for decades. It's what got me interested in art. It's the reason I spent years chasing the Namek Saga shoulder to waist ratio. Seriously, I spam shoulders every other day just so I can look like this dude. So when I found out this special was adapted into DLC for Kakarot, I lost my mind. I was hyped beyond belief, even though the new update corrupted my save file and forced me to replay all of Namek again. No, seriously, this was almost the end of my run. It's like a damn curse. I can't get past anything in the Frieza Saga every time I play this game. I crashed like 4 times during the start of this DLC, and then my saves just vanished just like my dad. But damn it, I want to see what they do to this special, especially after how damn good that Bardock one was, which I also found out has a Vegeta side story, so now I gotta go back and do that too. Alright, let's get into it. We're dropped into a world already in ruins, a cold recap of everything that's gone wrong since Frieza fell. Goku is dead, taken out by a heart virus. And in his absence, 2 androids, remnants of the Red Ribbon Army, emerge from the smoke and turn South City into a graveyard. There's no Goku to save them, no Piccolo, and no Dragon Balls. Hope died in that rubble. There's only 2 warriors now fighting against the androids, Gohan and Trunks, the son of Vegeta and Bulma, a child born into Apocalypse. Trunks is voiced by Alexis Tipton here, a different voice from the original Specials Trunks and the same voice as the main timeline kit Trunks. In-universe, totally makes sense. But personally, no, I never liked the voice. Not because she does a bad job, honestly it's the opposite. She pulls off bratty so well that it makes me not want to hear the kid speak. And although this Trunks isn't bratty, I can't disassociate the two. Now the game throws us into Trunks' shoes, starting off with a training session with Gohan. I'm not sure if it's intentional because Trunks is inexperienced, but you really feel it in his combos and they're not flashy at all. He feels really sluggish. He can't even land a full string of hits. We finally see where Gohan is 13 years later. He's now taken up Piccolo's mantle of the trainer. Same attitude, same training style. He's doing for Trunks what Piccolo once did for him. Though all of this is hidden from Bulma since Trunks is afraid of what she'd say about him preparing to fight these androids. The two set off into the city, and this is where the tone hits you. The old world we flew around in, the one filled with life and bustling cities, chatty NPCs, is now crumbled and silent. People live in fear, barely scraping by under the androids' rule. We run into the Professor Oak lookalike and we get introduced to the DLC's newest mechanic, the Android Alert Bots. These are Red Ribbon patrol drones scattered across the map. They detect you, they trigger an alarm, and summon the androids. You got 2 options here: evade detection or destroy the bots before the alert goes off. But eventually 17 and 18 show up, and our only choice here is to run. You have to stun them by breaking their stamina with repeated smash attacks. Honestly, I don't think I've ever gone over that mechanic in the main game so far, but here it's pretty essential for living. Now these new little bots floating around everywhere are annoying, right? Sure, they pop up literally everywhere, but they exist for a reason and to show just how complete the android's control over this world really is. Next day comes and Trunks goes to train with Gohan again, still hiding it from Bulma. This is where Gohan starts preaching: if you're not rested, you're not going to get the full benefit of training. And now this hits on a question people always ask. Why is Gohan so weak in this timeline? The game actually gives us this answer through the environment. Gohan is living in a grim cave next to a perpetually crackling radio, consistently listening in on the android's destructive movements. He's living in a constant state of unyielding anger, never fully letting himself rest mentally or physically. He's literally laying on the ground, never truly recovering from those battles. Now in real life, science is very clear with this. Sleep and rest are paramount for muscle growth and recovery. Recent studies highlight their multifaceted importance. Deep sleep, the body actively repairs muscle tissue and increases muscle protein synthesis, with sleep deprivation directly reducing these rates. Crucially, adequate sleep optimizes hormonal balance by promoting the release of human growth hormone and testosterone, both vital and anabolic hormones. Conversely, insufficient sleep elevates catabolic stress hormones like cortisol, which severely hinders muscle gain. This perpetual lack of proper rest impairs glycogen replenishment, fatigues the CNS, and reduces overall training performances and injury resistance, ultimately preventing optimal muscle hypertrophy and recovery. Now, I get it. They're Saiyans, right? But we only ever see Saiyan Zenkai boosts coming after our heroes are fully recovered. Future Gohan, living this reality, understands this biology perfectly. He's quite literally preaching to Trunks to recover and rest now because Gohan knows he's not the sole protector of the planet. Yet, the day ends, they head back to Capsule Corp for dinner, and this is where you see Gohan's internal struggle. Back in the Saiyan saga, Puar compared Gohan to Goku and it gave him a sense of pride, but this Gohan, he never really figured it out. He's chasing Goku's shadow, trying to become something he's not, and it's
seeing you in that outfit, eating like you do. You remind me so much of your father. It's almost like he's still here.
I wear this as a way to remind myself that I need to be strong, just like him. My dad was a really carefree person. He never let anything get to him, even my mom chewing him out.
That's so true.
But that didn't stop him from risking his life, time and time again, to protect me and all the people he knew and loved. He was amazing. I want to carry on his legacy and fight for those I care about, for everyone. But I feel there's more I should be doing.
Wow, Gohan's amazing. He's such a strong person.
We jump again to the next day, and Gohan tells Trunks it's best to keep Bulma from noticing if he takes more rest days in between. But then Gohan makes a subtle, almost heartbreaking comment about not having seen his mom or grandpa in a while, his curiosity about their well-being shining through this hardened exterior. A small human moment in a world that's been stripped away of so much humanity. But before Trunks can go and check in on Chi-Chi and the Ox King, we got a cool little side quest. Amidst the devastation this game offers us, a small, seemingly mundane side quest that androids have obliterated the delivery service that brings the essential supplies to Master Roshi. Trunks volunteers to deliver the food himself. It seems simple. But when we arrive, it's just sad. We see Roshi is relocated to a submarine. Probably because the androids were attacking so erratically, there is no predicting if they hit a landmark that Dr. Gero would have undoubtedly programmed into their data. We get a brief, somber conversation with Roshi. He's incredibly curious about the androids, admitting he's never seen what they look like up close. He cleverly hides his true, desperate motive though, attempting to somehow find good in them by feigning a perverted interest in Android 18. It's a classic Roshi move, even in the apocalypse. We return to Capsule Corp, and not long after we get the alert. The androids are attacking near Roshi's hideout, and Trunks rushes back, barely arriving in time to stop 18 from killing the Turtle Hermit. The fight, as we sadly expect, goes poorly for Trunks, and he's about to be obliterated by 18's blast before Roshi, summoning the last vestiges of his former glory as the planet's greatest martial artist, courageously steps up to take the blow instead. But before they're both killed, 17 drops from the sky, in a great mood after he just beat his Elden Ring boss. In a moment of chilling caprice, in awe of Master Roshi's courage, lets them both live, but lets him know the next time they meet, they're dead. It's a stark reminder that these two androids, for all their destructive power, see killing humans merely as a game, a toy they could pick up and break, a mood they can just act on. Roshi offers Trunks a final profound apology for his perceived failure. He then imparts a vital piece of wisdom. The androids' biggest flaw, their ultimate undoing, is their refusal to grow as beings. They're static, frozen in place, no evolution, no desire for more, and that will be their undoing. Trunks, as Gohan's pupil and a Saiyan, is the polar opposite, constantly striving to do better every day. Roshi prophesies that this insatiable desire for evolution will one day allow Trunks to overcome them. It's a great motivator for the boy, a crucial lesson in an age of despair. But this moment, as inspiring as it is, sparks a lingering question for me. Why didn't Roshi ever use the Mafuba or teach Trunks and Gohan the move? The very technique itself, a move designed to seal away evil, could have potentially stopped all this destruction from ever happening. Maybe someone can create this in Sparking Zero's custom battles. We return to the main story. Trunks finds Chi-Chi just in time, about to be attacked by a red ribbon drone that's wandered too close to Goku's old home. He saves her and they talk. He tells her Gohan's still fighting, not because he wants to, but because he feels like he has to. Because the world needs a protector and Gohan can't ignore that weight. The Ox King tells Chi-Chi they have to let Gohan do this. All they can do is hope he stays safe. And the loving mother gives Trunks a heartbreaking message to return to Gohan. Keep fighting, but please come home every now and then. Trunks eventually delivers this message to Gohan, and we see it weigh heavily on him. Later that night, he truly cannot rest, knowing these androids are harming everyone, and he yearns for a time when he can return home in a time of peace.
Chi-Chi wanted me to tell you something. She said keep fighting, but try to make it home once in a while.
Mom, just hang on a bit longer. I promise. I'll come back once the androids are gone.
The next day dawns, and before Gohan and Trunks can fully focus on their rigorous training meant to push Trunks forward towards the Super Saiyan, the androids attack West City. The two heroes fly in, and now we get a boss battle where we can truly see how these two ruthless machines operate. And man, do they fight like absolute jerks. They can stun you relentlessly, constantly spamming ki blasts. This is like the Birder and Jaice fight on Namek cranked up to a 10. They are genuinely difficult to fight, and I absolutely loved every single second of it. But Trunks, in a moment of cockiness, gets careless. Before he knows it, he's shot down by a stray ki blast. Gohan rushes in to protect him, dragging the kid's unconscious body away from the androids while they light up the city. They're not even trying anymore, they just want destruction. He shields his protege from any more damage, and the androids, believing they finally killed our heroes, casually just fly off. But in the smoking rubble, we find Gohan barely clinging to life, horrifically damaged and now missing an arm. He drags himself, crawling towards Trunks, determined to give the last person who could stop them from the very last senzu being on the planet. Gohan knew his time was running out. He wasn't the future anymore, Trunks was. And if Trunks died here, so did any hope of a world free from androids' grip.
This is my last senzu bean. Trunks, you take it. You're our last hope, Trunks.
The very next day, the brutal training resumes. Gohan pushes Trunks to his absolute limits, demanding he stops holding back, to go all in, to fight like his life depended on it. He notes that Trunks is undeniably stronger. Power Gohan can feel surging in their sparring, yet Trunks still can't break through that Super Saiyan barrier. Gohan, with a profound understanding forged in his own rage-fueled past, explains that Trunks needs that raw, unbridled fury for it to happen. As this all happens, the ground trembles. Jintertown is wiped to bits before their very eyes by the androids. Gohan, consumed by fury, knows he can't let them do this any longer. He tells Trunks to stay back, but Trunks has a naive belief in his growing power and insists they can both take on the androids now, assuring Gohan he'll be out of the way. But Gohan, seeing the stark reality of their situation, pulls a cruel but necessary trick. He lies to Trunks and tells him that they'll both go, before knocking him out cold with a single, regretful chop to the neck. He knows the upcoming fight is a suicide mission. He sees Trunks as the last fragile hope for the future, someone who still has a chance to survive, grow stronger, and eventually defeat the androids. Fighting together only means they both die, ending any chance of resistance forever. Gohan flies in alone, a lone defiant figure against overwhelming evil. The androids are finally sick of him and want to kill him this day. Now, if I said earlier the fight against them was hard, they ramped it up even further here. These two androids absolutely play with Gohan when they attack him. I'm not one to use the healing items in this game, I've honestly never really needed them before. But here, I ran through my entire supply. They have these crazy, impenetrable ki blast wall barrages that the player can't do anything against. And when they both rush you, you literally have no choice but to run, if you can. It took forever to get both of them down, and when it happened, I was blessed. Gohan unleashes all of his ki, fully focused into a devastating one-armed Masenko that he believes will finally take down the two androids. And what follows was without a doubt the best take on this arc I have ever played in a Dragon Ball game.
Psych. I feel awful for having to disappoint you like this, but we've only been fighting at half our full power.
You're not going anywhere, Gohan.
Gohan's ki bar is utterly shattered. a literal visual representation of his depleted strength. A dark thunderstorm rages, mirroring the tragic climax, and the androids, in a chilling display of overwhelming power, share a terrifying reality. They've only been fighting with half of their power this entire time. The next phase of the fight begins, and it is less a battle and more prolonged, agonizing execution. You can't dash, you can't use special attacks, they all fail when you try to charge them up. Your punches do little to no damage, and the androids' relentless attacks from earlier, they're no longer held back. They just kick you around the map like you're a pebble. Eventually they get bored of this cruel sport, and what we are given is utterly heartbreaking. Gohan's final stand is reimagined, where he truly pours his last dying bits of power into a final Kamehameha.
Piccolo, and all the others. I'm not done yet! Dad, if only you had survived. Last hope.
Put up a good fight, Gohan. Goodbye, my son.
The beam envelops his whole body, a raw, desperate spectacle, because he's literally putting the entirety of his life energy into it. He knows he's going to lose, he's just not going to lay down and die. Gohan's send-off here was so much better than in the anime. Even though he definitely lost the beam struggle, his final resolute thoughts to Trunks to let him know that he's only one left who could stop them felt far more impactful and conclusive. He died in a way that tragically mirrored his own grandfather. The lone Saiyan who launched a final desperate attack with one arm horribly failing, yet entrusting the future to a young boy who would change everything. Trunks wakes up to an eerily silent world and immediately notices Gohan is nowhere to be seen. He flies off to Ginger Town, a city now a testament to pure desolation. Rain pouring over the broken cityscape as Trunks stumbled through the rubble, calling his master's name with growing desperation. He finally found him laying still in the breeze, face down, body motionless, his one arm remaining tragically stretched out as if he'd kept fighting until the very end. Trunks drops to his knees, unable to breathe, the weight of the moment crushing him harder than any battle he's had to this point. Gohan, his mentor, his friend, his father figure, was gone. There was no final word, no goodbye, just deafening silence and the cold rain washing over a hero who died utterly alone. And in that agonizing moment, Trunks' profound sorrow finally turned to explosive, transformative rage, and with it the undeniable spark that would awaken the Super Saiyan inside him.
Gohan? Gohan. No, Gohan. Please, no. This can't be real. Gohan! Gohan! Gohan!
We jump forward 3 years. Trunks is older now, stronger and hardened. Bulma finally finishes the time machine, her greatest invention yet. The plan is simple: go back, save Goku from the virus, and rewrite everything. But Trunks, he's cocky, just like his father. He hears the androids are attacking nearby and bolts towards them, certain that he can win.
What? Where?
But he can't. The fight is brutal, short and one-sided. They beat him down and leave him bleeding, and all he can ask is why. Why are they doing this? The answer?
Well, Dr. Giro created us to help him take over the world, but honestly, we couldn't care less about that.
We can't stand looking at you people. We just hate you. It's that simple.
That's it. No philosophy, no grand plan, just pure loathing. And that's when it hits him. He's not ready. He finally understands that he cannot win this fight alone. The young boy, now humbled and with a clear purpose, recovers from his wounds and embarks on the time machine, venturing into the past to seek help that only Goku can provide.
All set.
Remember, you absolutely have to give Goku his heart medication. And be careful, okay?
Right. You too, Mom.
I'm counting on you, Trunks.
Okay. Wish me luck.
Hey guys, Tenacious here, sometimes the editor. Sorry about that. The original outro voiceover got lost in the time stream, probably somewhere between the Cell Saga and corrupted save file. So here we are, just you and me, and Trunks' trauma, but we're not done with him yet. Because while this DLC gave us a glimpse into the worst possible timeline, it's back to the main story now, back to the past where Trunks gets to show off his cool new jacket and nothing else could possibly go wrong. So yeah, Part 2 is coming. It's got cool sword fights, android angst, android loving, and a certain time-traveling Saiyan trying to save the future with the energy of a sleep-deprived college student cramming for finals. So get ready, because Trunks may have saved the future, but next time, he's trying to save everyone else's. Stay tuned, stay buff, and remember, never skip shoulder day.